Oh, the street. What's going on, sir? You got a pen today? You need one. You always need a pen.
Yeah, I was leaving inside my thing.
Oh, check you out. Check you out, sis. Okay.
What's going on? Huh? You chill. Who's here? Crossbow?
No, all that too.
Antunes and Santiago.
That's right.
Over there upstairs? She's up.
Today, Santiago and Antunes. Right?
Oh, yeah, Santiago and
This call?
Like it's not.
Like I said,
I'm trying to.
Oh,
I mean, she got her
you
bag. She
ain't
got
trying
her
to
bag.
all right, I'm just
saying,
gonna move. When I move.
So who's sitting here?
That's Antunes.
That's all there.
Well, you're on the wrong side. You need to. That's where you're going.
Can we move both of them like in the?
So this is what he wants.
He leaving.
Is he leaving?
Yeah, probably.
This is the agenda. It's 6 o'clock.
There you go. I just moved you.
Oh, I'm out too. Wait, oh, you right here?
No, you right here.
Oh, I'm
And
good.
then all the Douglas is right over here.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Right here. Huh? All right now. Okay. That's okay. That's what we got it for. We got it to give them.
I listen.
Let me know. This is good.
I'll go there sometime.
Frank, did you enjoy it?
Huh? Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm gonna stay though, man. 'Cause interest sucks, man.
It really was? It's bad like that?
I'm getting 3 point interest. I'm getting 3 point, you know, I'm getting 3.7, no, 3.9 credit. They only give me 0.65.
Sir.
Make it
Because I don't want no loan, I just want to save.
There's nothing you recorded.
Yeah. The what? For what? Oh, for the club? Yeah. No. Ain't no. If I get this,
That's something better than nothing.
yeah, but no.
The agenda is on the front page.
No. Where is it? It said no.
Yes, all of those attachments are requests.
Yeah, the top.
Those are all requests. So we have four, I think we have 4 people here. We have 4 people here. All the attachments are requests.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, all the the taxes already. The request is already attached. It would be nice.
They're crazy about you down here, know that. I'll leave something in it. It's not anything.
If you do nothing else, you automatically. You know what I'm saying? Got your card.
In that case, we'll get you on the This little comment I got, right? They good. We got that night. Huh? That's it. Yours is that city's only like. All right, Nick, ready? Five or something like that. But it's money market, like, more. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, good. You ready, sir?
We are ready.
Are we on the air?
We are on.
That's on?
That is on.
Running. All right, we'll call the meeting to order, the Black and Hispanic Caucus, May 10th. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Did everybody get to sign the attendance form?
No.
Pass it down. I'm gonna start on the left here. Pass it on down. All right. I'm Oliver Antunes, Ward 12. I'm the vice chair of the Black and Hispanic Caucus. I'll ask my colleagues, starting from my right, to introduce themselves.
Alder Jeanette Morrison, Ward 22, Dixville.
Frank Douglas, Ward 2.
Brian Wiggett, Ward 29, Beaver Hill.
Carmen Rodriguez, Ward 6.
Troy Tree, Ward 21.
Alder Evelyn Rodriguez, Ward 4.
Thank you, everyone. First, we'll go over some general guidelines or ground rules. We'll ask everyone who has their cell phone to put them on vibrate or silent, or you can turn them off if you like. I'm doing mine right. And if you do have to take a call, we ask that you go outside the room and away from the door so that you don't interrupt the meeting. We follow the Robert's Rules of Order here and our own bylaws so that we keep everything in order and everything is done by the guide. And we ask that everyone keep your mask on while you're in the chambers. All right. We'll start off with the treasurer's report. Treasurer, Alder Morrison.
Okay, so as of, let's see. I can go over this with you real quick.
It's up at the top.
Mark 8.
So as of March 8th,
That's what it says.
That's what it said.
Yeah, that should be updated. So, yeah, so
That's what today.
that's the current one is what we have now. The one below it, below March 8th. This is current account balance. That one. That's
Okay.
So that's today. That's current.
all right, as of, the current account balance is $43,575.43. As far as funds that are on hold, we have the $10,000 for the gala, but there are a couple of things that Al doesn't have here because we still have some money on hold as far as the youth are concerned. And so we will have to update this report. And to date, as far as the dues paid, as you see, these are the amounts listed thus far. We have 22 members on the Black and Hispanic Caucus, and so that looks like about 8 have paid some money, so we really need to really increase our dues because this is the money that we use when we have things happen to our colleagues on the board, because we never want to take any money away from monies that we raise to give to seniors and youth activities. So available funds after obligations and outstanding checks, we have $33,575.43. And as is noted here, the dues per year is $120, which everyone can pay $10 a month. So as of today, folks should have at least $50 on the books. So, and that's my report.
Thank you, Alderman. Any questions on the treasurer's report? Seeing none. I'd also like to recognize Alder from Ward 4, Alder Rodriguez, who's joining us. New business, item number 5. Donation requests. We have a number of requests here. Which one are we starting with, Al?
The first one is the mental harmony.
Mental health?
Yeah, mental harmony.
Okay, this is from for the 3rd annual New Haven Mental Health Awareness Fair. Is anyone here?
Yes.
Please have a seat. Tell us your name and your address.
Bring the mic to your mouth, please.
Good evening, Alders. My name is Ariella Edwards. I am the founder of Mental Harmony Foundation.
Address.
41 Judson Avenue in New Haven, 06501.
All right, tell us a little about the program.
Mental Harmony has been established since 2021. We look to provide information and referrals to different resources for mental health services.
That's right, you just
Okay. For mental health services, particularly for seniors and youth. This donation, I'm sorry.
Don't hold it, just sit straight up and it'll pick you up fine.
Okay.
There you go, perfect.
Okay, so the resources that Mental Harmony will receive from you would actually help fund the annual New Haven Mental Health Awareness Fair. This is the 3rd year that we are having the fair, and it is Saturday, June 10th.
Coming up soon. So all the funds that you raise from the fair go to what type of activity?
So it's basically a festival. There's artists, there's guest speakers speaking on the different effects of the stigmas of mental health in the Black and brown communities. Ways to encourage others to get information, and in between that to just bring attention to the event. We have vendors, performances. We have the children's drill team, elite drill team performing, local artists, and a good time just to share information and promote good mental health.
Anyone from the committee have any questions? Alderman Morrison.
Thank you for coming and telling us about this much needed service. For us, we have our target populations are youth and seniors, right? And so we always like to be able to go back to tell all the people that donated to us what type of support was provided to one of those or both populations. So is there anything in particular that you're looking to do to support youth or seniors around mental health?
Yes, so in particular for the youth, we are doing mentorship. And that is just a one-on-one type of, more like a big brother, big sister type of situation. So far, there's only 5 of us, and we take on, it's only been a few years, so we only have about 7 youth that we try to mentor and keep on the right path.
So basically, this fair is to promote, their mental health awareness, and at the same time, it provides you with the opportunity to, as far as young people are concerned, also be there as mentors, to provide them with supports. Because a lot of times with young people, things are going on, they don't really know what's going on. So to have someone such as yourself and the other people that work with you, to me, it seems like it would be, it's much needed, right? And so I just want to make sure, because we always have to make sure that we are supporting activities that supports our 2 target populations with our youth and seniors. So it sounds like that overall, you're helping everyone, but you also have a youth component that's in place to support young people.
Yes, and I just want to say briefly that when I was growing up, we had the LEAP program. And since then, LEAP is still around, but it has changed drastically. So I'm hoping to one day expand to be as great as LEAP or any of the other bigger organizations.
Okay, great. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome, Alder Streeter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Basically, Alder Morrison covered what I was gonna ask. I wanted to know, how many youth were involved, how long you've been there, and was the program growing since it's been started? And I also want to say it's a very much need for it, and I do commend you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you do counseling, is that right?
No, we do not do counseling. We just have conversations to try to engage them to get counseling, and especially depending on what they're going through. And the youth we have right now are, honestly, we're trying to keep them from out of the streets because of different trauma that they face. So sometimes, if you talk with someone that you are comfortable with, you'll take their advice better than just going on your own or, to those different services.
Do you get any funding from any other sources?
Yes, so far, I received funding from the CARE organization as well as the Community Foundation.
So I'd like to recognize our chair has just arrived, Alder Santiago.
Yep.
Any other questions? Alder Rodriguez.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us today.
Mr. Mike, Alder.
According to the documentation you provided, it indicates that you are engaged with seniors and adolescents in claiming victory over the mental health struggles. And you're indicating that you're going to be having the 3rd annual New Haven Mental Health Awareness in fear. So you have also shared with us about the funding that you've received. Now, how would and I see that you make a request of $300. What is your intention of using the $300?
Sure, so this $300 will go towards paying off the rest of the bouncy house. That is for the smaller children.
Okay, and I also understand that you are working with youth. When you're engaged with them in mental health activity, exactly what kind of mental health? Are you doing like recreation with them and encouraging them to get involved? How exactly are you helping them become better in terms of their mental health?
So first and foremost, we start by listening to the different issues that these children are having. And from there, every child is different. Some just probably need an outlet, and we got them hooked up with the drill team or playing sports in school. Some literally had to get help getting counseling services with their parent. And some just want to mingle every so often and see how one of us are doing, and we just take them, get something to eat. Literally every case is different.
So that day, the fear,
Yes.
you will not only be dealing with the 7, but you'll be dealing with any youth that comes to the fair.
Yes, there
Thank
is,
you.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Alder Antonis. Chair Antonis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a comment. Kudos to what you're doing, because you said the main piece to this whole mental health is the stigma. You know, we tend to think that if you talk to somebody about your problem, that you're, but it's not true. And that's what we need. So keep it up, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta talk about it.
Any other questions from the members? No, seeing none. Thank you. We will deliberate at the end of the meeting.
Thank you so much, Otis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Pastor Anderson.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and address, sir, please.
My real name is Stephen, but don't let that confuse you. I'm known as Pastor Chip Anderson, and I live at 122 Carlisle. My wife and I.
Will you tell us a little about your program and why you're asking for?
I'm the pastor of Christ Presbyterian Church in the Hill, which is right across, for our Sunday congregation anyway, right across the street from the Jewish home. Everyone knows that. And but we have basically 2 kind of large food programs that we run throughout the year. The summer one is just for 8 weeks on Wednesday nights through July and August. And we provide a meal on Wednesday nights for whoever's in the park. We've been doing it for 9 years. This will be our 10th year. So people know we're coming. And so we don't even have to advertise. We'll have easily 60, 70 people the first night. 2 weeks later, we're maxing out at 80, 85 for the rest. We also, during the summer, on the last night, the last Wednesday night, we provide school supplies for kids from pre-K all the way through to middle school. And usually we do about 80 bags of stuff, and they're almost all taken. If they're not, then we distribute them elsewhere that we know that someone didn't come. But it's a meal, doesn't cost them anything, and we depend on outside resources to do all of our food ministries. And as a church, which I mean, some of you probably are familiar with churches doing fundraisers, we do not as a church do fundraisers. And I am the fundraiser. And so every year, out of, not on our regular budget, is the 2 food ministries we do, because if we don't get money, if you could say, to run the church, we don't want to close down the food ministries that we have. So the other one is a breakfast that we do in front of my wife's and my apartment on Carlisle Street every single Saturday from 10 to 11, and it doesn't matter the weather. We've done it in 0 degrees, snowstorms. Of course, we won't get those during the summer, but it will rain, and people still come. That's because they know we're going to be there, and people will get at least a good hot meal with some fruit and stuff like that, breakfast stuff, coffee, juice. And we also, through just a relationship with my wife, had with somebody. We now have a partnership with Haven Harvest. And they drop off food every Saturday, and we distribute other types of food during that hour. So at least that's the breakfast. The summer meal is just limited to those Wednesday nights because it's too dark at night at that time, and stuff like that. But it's attended by at least 80 to 85 people post the first one. The first one, gets people going. And thankful to Carmen Rodriguez to helping us stay on track during COVID. We still even served during COVID, both the breakfast and those Wednesday nights. So we didn't even stop us.
That's good.
Just for the record, when you're here, you want to address us as Alder Rodriguez or no?
Sorry,
No,
sorry, I apologize. Actually, I was looking for the word.
Just
Alderman Rodriguez will know why my oxygen level drops down. I had open heart surgery about 6 weeks ago, and so this is a lot of energy for me. So I apologize, but you're absolutely right. I apologize. She's not bothered, but I am bothered, so thank you.
No mistake, man.
Questions from the committee? Caucus? Alderman Wingy.
I don't have a question. I just want to say, continue what you're doing. It's a blessing to feed folks. It takes really a loved lot to really have a community, and you are a beacon over there in the hill of feeding folks. So I just want to say thank you for what you're doing.
Well, you're more than welcome. Thank you for.
Thank you, Pastor.
Any other questions? Alder Rodriguez.
Yes. Nice to see you, Pastor. The 30 to 35 people that you address in terms of breakfast, are many of them elderly and children?
Well, since we don't take any kind of information from people, so this is my eyeball.
Yes.
We have kids, some teenagers that definitely are almost regular. They usually come with family or older siblings. I'm pretty positive 55, at least 55 and older. That I don't know where your cutoff for elderly is, but 55 and older are very typical. We have a number of people, but we have a lot of homeless, and I can't really tell their ages, but
And I know that you've been doing these activities for some time and that there's good cause for you to be here tonight. Can you just tell us a little bit as to why you're here tonight? Is it that there's a bigger demand or?
everything is more expensive. I used to pay $35 a week for the breakfast. That doesn't include all the paper goods and all that stuff that we have to use, but I'm talking about food supply every week. I'm spending close to 65, 75 on food, same amount of food. And so that becomes a problem. The summer, because of the grab and go COVID style that we've been doing, we can't cut up the oranges and hand out the oranges by slices. We have to give them the whole thing. So that becomes more expensive. It actually costs probably pretty close to $300-ish, depending on what sales I can get. We can't buy in bulk because it all goes in our apartment, so.
Thank you. So additionally to serving, you're also making sure of health protocols.
Oh, yeah,
to
we've been
protect
doing
the
that.
program. Thank you.
Just one more answer. The other thing that we do is the school supplies. We never calculate that in on the fundraising. We just see what happens, and it comes from someplace. So that would be another thing that I would say would be helpful.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Antonis.
Alder Seabrugly.
Thank you to my chairs. So I just want to step back a little bit if I can. The health department absolutely is